Hey everybody, welcome to ABA Inside Track February 2022 preview episode. I'm your host Robert Perry Cruz, and with me as always are my fabulous co-hosts.
It's me, Jackie.
And it's me, Diana.
Man, I can't believe it's February already. We're in
February.
the new year.
And look, my favorite February things.
Oh.
I brought you
candy hearts.
Candy hearts.
I have two for each of you.
Thank you.
Diana, you get Gal Pal.
Oh my goodness.
I want a Gal Pal.
Thank
And
you.
DM me.
DM
DM me. This was never here in the 80s.
Oh, nice.
Dungeon
Great.
Master me.
I was going to say, Rob should get that one because he was just saying how he always has to be the DM.
That's true, I do.
And Rob gets Rockstar.
I'm glad you're showing it to the camera. I'm sure they can see
it.
this.
And
Rockstar.
Hug Me.
Oh,
my goodness.
I would
I
never.
have to
two,
grab one
two
for you
words
then.
I would never say.
Yours are going to be assigned randomly.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I hope it's cool. That was there a lot.
It says cool.
It is call me,
Oh,
I will.
but don't really. They hate phone calls.
You know,
And, you got Gal Pal too. Hang on,
no, that's
but I am your Gal
serendipitous.
girl. It's cool.
Yay!
You're so cool, Jackie.
So my job during this
Can I
preview
eat
is
these?
to eat these.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't because I think I start talking.
They're so crunchy.
You eat them now, and then I'll eat them when you're
They're
talking.
so fresh. They're my favorite.
Did you know that originally the candy hearts were created by the New England
Necco.
confectioner? Yeah,
That's
which closed down. They're owned by someone else now, or their property is. But that was up in up near Boston, kind of like the North Shore. You could drive to historic Salem, go to the Witch Museum and the old candy factory.
I love them.
They're different flavors.
Yeah, they are.
And then
These are better than I remember.
Yeah, one. You have to
Rob,
get them
I'm gonna
fresh.
give you one too.
What does
This
it
is only you.
Oh,
There you go, buddy.
thank-
jealous.
buddy! Wow, this is romantic Valentine's Day
There you go,
already.
pal.
Anyway,
What's blue taste like?
February.
What's blue taste like?
Is labeled peace.
I want you all to
Does
know
it taste like peas?
that I love Necco wafers so much.
You are
I-
the one
It
person.
tastes like flowers.
Yeah,
Okay, you're
I
good.
love them.
All
I'm gonna
right.
take a few for the road.
Okay. But this isn't a candy history podcast
Can
or.
I just tell you one more thing?
Oh
about
yes,
it?
go ahead.
So I bought these the other day and hid them in my car console, and I gave some to my 5-year-old child. And then as soon as we got home, she ratted me out. She's like, "Hey, Dad, Mom's got candy, such sweet candy in the car purse."
What's the car purse?
It's the console, but she calls it the
the
car
car
purse.
purse.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Guys, this one's blank.
Aww. That's what you give me.
You
when
write
you-
in.
when you
Yeah,
want to
write in
break
your
up
own.
with someone, and you just go like this.
This is what I think of you. You're nothing
Okay.
to me.
Anyway,
But anyway, like I was saying, it's not a podcast about the history of candy or candy wafers or how to break up with somebody. This is a podcast about behavior analysis
hard to break
Oh,
up.
pink is bad.
and behavior analytic research, where every week we talk about a topic, talk about some related articles, and at the beginning of every month or at the end of every month, if you are one of our Patreon subscribers, be professional.
Pink is
Be
bad.
It
professional
tastes
here.
like Pesto-Bismol. I love it.
We talk about what is coming up in the world of ABA Inside Track in terms of what our episodes are, as well as any other bonuses that are out this month, maybe for patrons, maybe for everybody, maybe just special stuff. So that's what we're going to do. All right, well, with that out of the way, what are our major episodes? February is a short month. So we
Major
have
episodes this
short
month.
numbers of episodes. Now
We
I'll eat mine.
did. So, as you may recall, December and January were really chock-a-block full of activities for us and our listeners and our patrons. So we've decided to slow things down a little bit for February. And so what that means is that we're going to have 2 full-length episodes released in February for CEUs. And those are, first, we had the honor of having Dr. Patrick McGreevy on to talk about the Essential for Living assessment. We've had lots and lots of listeners request more episodes related to assessment, and we were lucky enough to get the chance to sit down and talk with Dr. McGreevy. So we have 2 articles that will be reviewed in conjunction with that episode. The first is Essential for Living, A Journey to Life Skills by McGreevy and Fry. That's actually a white paper that was published and can be viewed in full on their website, essentialforliving.com. And then we also will review one titled The Role of Key Skills as a Risk Marker for the Development of Challenging Behavior in Children and Young People Who Have an Intellectual Disability by Armstrong, Denne, and Bailey. And that was published in the International Journal of Positive Behavior Support, I believe 2021. It's not listed on here. All right, so
It's so new, no years.
yeah,
needed.
it's brand new. And they specifically review pieces of the EFL in the context of that episode. And then our second full-length episode for February is on teaching abduction prevention skills. And we have 4 articles that we will be reviewing for that one. I'm deciding the order I want to talk about them in. This order is fine.
I like to stack them in chronological
I know,
order.
but okay. Well, okay. So what those articles are going to be is Teaching Abduction Prevention Skills to Children with Autism by Gunby, Carr, and LeBlanc, published in JABA 2010. Efficacy of the Stranger Safety Abduction Prevention Program and Parent-Conducted In Situ Training by Miltenberger, Fogel, Beck, Koehler, Shayne, Noah, McFee, Perdomo, Chand, Simmons, and Godish, published in JABA 2013. Everybody helped out with that one.
Man, they must have had a lot of little candy hearts to give everyone.
And then the third article that we'll be reviewing for this episode is Teaching Abduction Prevention Skills to Children Using a One-on-One Training Setting by Berube, hang on, McDonald,
Me
and Perry Cruz.
I see how this is. I see how this goes. It's
Oh, wow. Little did we know when
a
we chose
shell
this
game
topic.
here.
We actually had an article. That was in Behavioral Interventions in 2021. Oh my goodness. Hot off the press. Yeah. We haven't done It's Going to Be May for quite a long time.
No.
So this is a little bit of a visit
There
back
you go.
to that.
Great.
So those are our 2 full-length episodes for this month. And then to round out February, we are going to be releasing the audio footage, I guess you would call it, from the Thompson Center talk that Jackie and I did this past October on self-care. I can't recall the exact title, but it was
a very long title.
basically-
It was a good title, but
it
was
boiled down to self-care.
Mhm.
But that one's not for CEs, it's just for your listening pleasure. And that's what we're going to do.
Great. All right. In terms of some other things coming out this month, we also will be doing our winter book club, which technically is like a winter/spring, whereas the last one was a fall/winter book club in terms of how I messed up the schedule when I set it up at the beginning of the year. Yay me. And the votes are in from our patrons. So for those of you who are new to the show, every good quarter or so, we do a book club, and that is for all of our patrons only. We unlock them after about a year, but if you want to get access to the whole discussion right away, earn 2 CEs for listening, and you don't want to wait an entire year, and you want it all now, well, my friends, do I have the answer for you? Go to patreon.com/ABA Inside Track, and subscribers at the $10 and up level will get access to that as soon as it's done. Well, and edited and stuff, but it's recorded and then it comes out. So you'll get access to the whole discussion as well as to all of our previous book clubs. You also, for anyone on our Patreon subscription group, you can vote. And so we voted on the topic of pop psychology. Basically, again, because it has been a long couple of months and we had been talking about a lot of topics that sort of were becoming more, I think, mainstream, or I think the discussion was sort of monopolized by more kind of like mainstream outlets. And we said, we should read some of these because it's important to not just know what's in behavior analysis, but also to know what's out in the other some of our other related sister fields.
99.9% of the world.
Yes, exactly. So we had 3 books, which is usually how we do these things. 3 options. It was Grit by Angela Duckworth, An Anthropologist on Mars by Oliver Sacks, and Look Me in the Eye, which is our winner, by John Elder Robinson, which is a memoir of an autistic author. And again, I think one of the nice things that we've learned on this show is sometimes hearing about people's specific experiences is a key component in learning about differences, similarities, and how we can become better practitioners. So very exciting for that to be the winner. It was won by a landslide. In terms of voters, it was Jackie's choice. That's not why it won by a landslide, I don't think.
No.
But that is, unless you said something I didn't hear later.
I secretly called every one of the Patreons. I went to their house, gave them a conversation heart that said, "DM me."
Yes. So that'll be coming out about mid-February or so. Also, if you're looking for more content, you're like, that's not enough. Well, we still have our video for all of our Patreon subscribers from our Q&A with Dr. Megan Boyle on elopement, assessment, and treatment. So that was a lot of fun. We did that, and that is available for all patrons at all levels. Now, again, that's patreon.com/ABA Inside Track if you'd like to hear that this month or get access to that as soon as this comes out. All right, now it's time we move into the errata section of the show. This is where we read emails from listeners or share other kind of unrelated issues. But today we're just going to stick to our emails. So we have 2 emails we'll be reading. The first one is from Daniela. And some of these, again, we didn't really do emails our last preview episode. Some of these are a little bit older. If anyone is out there saying, I wonder why they didn't mention my email. Well, that's why. So this is from Daniela, and it says, hello, everyone. I am a special education teacher and BCBA certified. This morning I was listening to episodes 5 and 18 and was taken aback by how ageism was present and reinforced on both episodes. As behavior analysts, we all know that what motivates people in behavior changes is not age, so it is disheartening to hear a well-known podcast led by behavior analysts discussing science and articles and at the same time disseminating such bias against experienced teachers versus younger new ones. How helpful can this be? I hope this message doesn't come as a harsh one, more as an alert for stigmas not to be reinforced, and that behavior analysts can find ways to motivate teachers and learn from them as well. And that's from Danielle. So Danielle, thanks for reaching out about a concern that you had, something you heard on the podcast that you did not think was something that you would have expected us to say. We definitely appreciate that. And, certainly have written back to Daniela already. But, again, that's something we've been doing this podcast for a very long time. We try to be very aware of what it is we are saying, but it is a lot of talking for long periods of time for many, many years. And so we're always kind of really trying to make sure that we are presenting ourselves in the best way. And anytime that we slip up, we do appreciate hearing that feedback. And especially with, episodes or places that we can go back and, try to get a better sense of what it was we said so that we can make sure that we think about how we said that and whether it would be something we would want to say again. So thank you, Danielle, for writing in.
And we're sorry if you experienced that when you were listening. So we're sorry about that. We will do better.
Yes.
And our last email is from Emily. And it says, hello, Rob, Diana, and Jackie. I've been meaning to send an email for over a year to let you all know just how much your podcast means to me. But it wasn't until our recent memory episode, when Jackie mentioned the popcorn song from her 3rd grade play, that I became motivated enough to sit down and actually write it. Jackie, when you said, peanuts, popcorn, buy some today, we have it all for you in this little tray, I started freaking out, like a lot. I did that same play in 4th grade, and I hadn't thought about it in a bazillion years, but then you made it all come back. I immediately remembered the next line, which I don't think was on the episode, so there's a special, all day long we'll be walking this beat with soda, candy, ice cream, lots of good things to eat. Emily then asked Jackie some other specific questions about whatever this play was.
Don't remember the name. I was a vendor.
But she's not quite sure which filing cabinet in her mind that this member is hiding in, which she made sure we knew was a joke, so she didn't get Jackie sending her a nasty email back. But thank you, Jackie, for bringing it out for me to enjoy. Now on to how much I appreciate your show. Seriously, I can't fully explain how much it has meant to me. ABA can be such a lonely field, and unfortunately, it can, Emily mentions she hasn't always had the same quality, intensity of mentorship and collaboration that she would like. And having found a way to connect with awesome BCBAs, through the show and stay a bit more current on research is the best thing ever. Please don't
really
stop
sweet.
what you're doing. Emily, thank you so much. That's very, very sweet. So we really appreciate it, even if it took Jackie sharing some sort of random thing about a play.
Obviously, every person in the United States did this play in 3rd and 4th grade.
I don't know what play this was.
Well, no, maybe not in Massachusetts. Maybe it was just in New York.
We did a shadow play on the Adventures of Theseus when I was in 4th grade.
Ugh.
But I went to a New England private school, so we had some fancy plays there. Anyway, thank you, Emily. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you both for writing in. We really ran the gamut on our emails. We had some feedback. We had some just positives. All good stuff. We love it all here on the show. And with that, it brings us to the end of our preview. Thank you so much for folks who wrote in. Thank you for everyone who supports us on patreon.com for letting us be able to do some extra things like book clubs, like our Q&As. And thank you all just for listening to the show. We really appreciate it. We'll have all those episodes coming out this February. We'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the show, maybe left a review wherever you listen to podcasts so that kind of our podcast goes out more into the ether, however those algorithms work. And again, if you want more content this month, if you're like, oh man, 3 episodes, that's good, but could I get more? Yes, you can at patreon.com/ABA Inside Track. You also can feel free to write to us yourself and maybe be on one of our preview episodes by writing in at abainsidetrack@gmail.com or leaving comments on any of our social media pages or on our webpage, any of those places. That's abainsidetrack.com, wherever you leave them. But emails is where we mostly see messages. So if you're like, I really, really want them to say my name on their little show, then that's great. Send it there. All right. Well, thanks, Jackie and Diana. Who am I looking at? Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, Diana. I don't have a little screen in front of me anymore. We'll be back next week with the first of our February episodes, but until then, keep responding. Bye!